No tam strabota da set over iPad. You might need to put it on. Oh, yes, to visual.
Yeah, you're ready, right? Yeah.
You. I didn't plan to. I have 2 more minutes. Okay. Well, J1 Julio. Who is J1 Julio? We have 20-something people already. Shegun Fatumo. I came out by accident. Should I just let it be? I think I will let it be and put the title later on. It's nice. Another character should be sweat. Nitoka satna starane papala. Sweat. Давай, да направи го наверх. No. Да, вот так. О, вот так, да. Мне нужен будет мой iPad. Hello, everybody. Welcome, guys. I'm so sorry I got so distracted a little bit. Sorry. What I wanted to do was to write the title. And instead of writing the title, the thing just came on by itself. So I think God loves you guys. God loves you guys. God must love you guys, I guess. Because He wants me to come to you on time and bring the word on time. So that's the way it happens sometimes. Right. So, wow, too many names to mention now. 133 people. I think it's not even worth it to start. In the first place, it's not worth it to start. The title is Why Does God Take? The title of today's message is Why Does God Take from those who don't have and give to those who have? Why does God take from those who don't have and give to those who already have? An amazing topic. Sometimes I struggle with this topic, frankly speaking, even though I'm a preacher myself, but I struggle with it. I struggle with God with this one. Normally, I don't always disagree with God too much, but this time I had an issue. Not this time, I mean, growing up, it was because of my background. I think Africa affected me a little bit. Africa affected me. Because each time I was growing up, I was always wondering, and not only me, and many people in my country will tell you that it's not fair. That there are so many of us that are poor, that don't have anything, but the rich guys keep on getting richer, you see. We think it's not fair, you see. The rich guys keep on getting richer. Why should they get richer? They shouldn't get richer. They should be poorer a little bit so that some of that money will come to us. That's our thinking. What we were thinking is that some of the money should come to us. It shouldn't go to them. It shouldn't go to them. It should come to us. We are the poor guys. They should have mercy on us. They should pity us. But what we didn't know that God doesn't operate that way. God operates in other ways. And the way He operates is He actually takes from those people who have little and have not done anything with the little they have, and give to the ones who have done something with the little they had or with the much they had. So what God does is that, God is not moved by emotions and is not moved by pity, self-pity. And people have the wrong attitude about money. I used to be like that. I used to have the wrong attitude about money. So anyway, let's start. So the question is, why does God take from those who don't have and give to those who have? Oh, wow. See who came to see me, who came to join us today. Terry Queen from Ireland. Terry Queen is here. I can't believe it. You are the money master. You are here to listen to me. Wow. That was a formidable interview we had with you in London. That was a formidable interview. You know what? People are still talking about that interview till today. People still talking about your program with me. In fact, as a matter of fact, last week when I began to talk about this topic, someone came and told me that, they wrote it actually here, that I watched your program with Terry Quinn. And that some of them were saying the first time they were seeing me was with the program with Terry Quinn. So Terry Quinn, welcome. Welcome, Terry. You want us to do another program? Well, you need to come to the Ukraine for that one this time. You will need to come to Ukraine this time. But that was a good program we had, Terry. Well, how are you doing? How is everything? How is Britain? How is Ireland? Well, if you don't know Terry Quinn, go to YouTube and put Terry Quinn or Terry Quinn and Pastor Sunday. You will enjoy the interview there. He threw me some very good questions. And those questions, they have been changing the lives of many people all over the world. Thank you, Terry, for doing it. And thank you for coming to be with us today. We'll be having a terrific time this place every day, 2 times a day. 7:30 a.m. British time every morning, and 7 a.m. 7 p.m. every evening. 7 p.m. every evening. You see, everybody is greeting you. Everybody is greeting you, Terry. They remember you. They've seen your program, so they are writing and saying good words to you. And so, yeah, if you like, you want to come and see me in Ukraine. If you forgot my email is pastor at God Embassy, one word, godembassy.org. Pastor at godembassy.org. Okay, here we go. Now, the topic of today again is why does God take from those who don't have and give to those who do have, or who have plenty? Why does God take from those who don't have only to give to those who have? Why does God take from those who don't have and give to those who have? Well, like I started telling you people my story. I grew up from, I am a Nigerian, grew up in Nigeria from a small village of 40 huts, 40 little houses, maybe 45 really. But it doesn't really matter, maybe 42. The last I counted was 42. But, no big difference, just a village, you see. And that village, most of us were poor. And so each time we see people who are rich, we are always thinking, I personally was always thinking, life is not fair to me. And life is not fair in general. And not just life is not fair. Let me give you a revelation. My thought was even God himself was not fair. Because I was thinking, if God had seen the way things are in this country for real, he should know that people like a few names, Dangote and other people, Dan Tata and all those people, they have all this money. They have more than they could ever need. They've got many houses and they've got many cars. And how many houses would somebody live in his lifetime? How many cars will someone ever need in his lifetime? So these people, do you want to tell me God doesn't see all that? If God sees this and he's closing his eyes at this things, then God himself is not fair. What God, because I was thinking, I knew exactly what God was supposed to do. That was my thought. That was my thinking. I thought I was able to figure it out. I figured it out long time before God could figure it out. And you know the answer? My thought was God should know better. God was just supposed to go to those people who are having too much money and tell them, you guys, you know what? You see all those guys in that village who don't have too much money? Go give them some of your money and let them also have some money. Let them enjoy some money. That's what I was thinking when I was growing up in Nigeria. Well, I lived in that country for 19 years, 19 good years. You think anything happened of such? Do you think anything of such happened? Do you think anybody who was rich decided to empty their pocket and bring the rest of the money to my village to come and seek for me and give it to me? Is that what you think God did? God never answered that prayer for sure. Those people didn't say they didn't bring any money to my village. And instead of them to get poor, that I was thinking they were supposed to be made poor a little bit, and so that the money could be shared among us, the the peasants, the ordinary strugglers in the country. Well, that never happened. And I was thinking, well, either God is not fair, or, something is just wrong in this world. This world is not fair, God is not fair. And I'm sure that so many of you are thinking the same. Have you ever thought of the Rockefellers? Have you ever considered the fact that they have too much money than they actually needed? It has been passed from generation to generation. Have we ever thought of the Morgans? Have we ever thought of the Bill Gates? Have we ever thought of other people that are rich and wealthy that will never be able to spend their money in a lifetime? Maybe if you are like me, you must have probably considered the fact that why don't they take some of those money to Africa? And why can't they take some of those money to the poor people in down in the hood in America? To the poor people. Why can't they just do that? I mean, that's supposed to be more Christian-like. Well. I never knew what I know now, that time. And if you are still thinking like that some people should bring you money, well, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen that way. It's not going to happen. And I'm afraid the thing that might happen might just be the opposite. The opposite might just happen. You know what the opposite is? Instead of them bringing their money to you, they who have too much money, instead of them bringing them money to you, the opposite that might happen is you with your little money, you might end up losing those little money you have. Even the little you have will be going to the rich guys. And especially people in the world right now, the real rich people in the world are people like the owners of Apple, Steve Jobs, Apple company. And do you know that all the rich people in the world are dreaming of owning an iPad or an iPhone? They don't have money. They are using their last money to buy an iPhone. You know what that means? That means the very last money they have is leaving their pocket. And guess where it's going? Guess where it's going? It's leaving their pocket and going to the hands of Apple company that already has too much money. So how is that fair? How does that happen? Well, that's exactly the principle. You that think you don't have money, that is not fair, that people are supposed to be giving you money, even if they give you all the money that you need today, by tomorrow, all that money will have left your pocket and they will have gone back to the people that gave them to you. You know how that happens? I know how that happens. Because let's say somebody brings to you $100,000 today. I know exactly what you are going to do with that. I know exactly not just you, what 98% of people in this world are going to do with that money. I mean, if they give you $100,000 today, you are going to say, yes, thank you, Jesus. Number one, I'm going to buy a house. That costs $30,000 or $50,000. You know who sell houses? Those are the people who own money, because if the people who sell houses are people who already built houses. So there are people who already have money. So 50% of your money of $100,000, boom, it has just gone back to the hand of the people who are rich. So you have just lost 50,000 right there, just because you have been dreaming of having a house. Then I know the next thing you're going to do, you're going to say, I need a car. I'm not just going to buy some Opel or anything. I'm going to buy a good car for myself. And you are not going to get a Ford as well. I know you. I know you. You're going to get an average one, at least Toyota or something like that. Toyota is not one of the poor people in the world, the poor companies. They are the already rich people. And so out of the 50,000 you are left with, you are giving 20,000 or 30,000 to go and buy a Toyota. So out of 100,000 now, you are left with just about 20 or 30,000. You are returning the money they just gave you back to the people who already had the money. You know what we are talking about is that why does God take money from those people who don't have or who have little and give to the ones who already had many? It is not even God. This is not God's business at all. It is you yourself you are going to surrender it without even knowing. You are going to do that every minute. Even if they give you $1 million right now, in the next month, I give you 2 weeks. By the next of 2 weeks, by the end of 2 weeks, half of that money will be back in the hand of the people they collected it for to give to you. Why? Because poor people are always dreaming of having what the rich people have. And because they're always dreaming of having what the rich people have, and they want to live big like the rich people, and they want to live large like the rich people, any amount of money that comes to their hand, even if that's the last dollar, and if that's their last money, and it's large enough for them to be able to buy or afford something that they have been dreaming of, they quickly take all that money and go and take it and give it to the store owner. The store owner is the rich person whose money we just collected to give to you, and now you are taking it back to him and say, okay, give me that car or give me that house. And after you buy the house, I know exactly what you're going to do. The next thing you're going to do, you're going to ask for a telephone, iPhone. You know who is the owner of iPhone? The producer of iPhone? That's Apple. Yeah, you were just talking about why would God keep on giving money to Apple? It's not God. God doesn't even have anything to do with it. It is poor people from all over the world who are giving their lives to work 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours every day, and the last money they have, salary they have, they are the ones using their own 2 legs and going to trek and going to look. In fact, Apple will just sit down in America, doesn't even know there is a village like Idomela anywhere in the world. But the Idomela people are the ones going to be looking for Apple company and Apple product. You know the reason why? Because the people who have money, they already know how money works. They know the loss of money, and they don't need to, they don't even need to come and rob you. They don't need to come and convince you to give your money out. You are the one who are going to give your own money out of your own free accord, because you are dreaming of having what they have. You are dreaming of, buying what you saw on TV. You are dreaming of buying what you have been advertised to you. You have not learned the law of money that says money is not to be spent. That is the first law of money. Money must never be spent. But you've not learned that lesson. And so any amount of money that must have been taken or would have been taken from the hand of the rich to give to the poor, the very next day, that same poor will use his own 2 legs to trek back, to even go and look for Apple shop and take the apple and and give all the money you just gave to him back to the Apple company. And of course, you know that Apple is making profit. You get the machine or you get the gadget, but all the money leaves your hand and goes there. And then later on, when the thing is broken or is stolen, you are without money again. You are back in square one. That is why God is not a socialist. That is why God is not a revolutionist. That is why God is not a communist. What does that mean, God is not a communist? Well, I live in a communist world, so I know very well what socialist and communism means. Because socialists and communist people, they are the ones who believe, like Robin Hood, that once they come to power, they will distribute wealth. The other day, somebody from my country was saying, our president Buhari is not performing well. I said, what was the problem? He said, we were expecting him. I voted for him. Now he has disappointed me. So what did he do? He said, we thought he was going to fight corruption. So how should he fight corruption? Is he not doing enough? I thought he's done more than we have ever done before. He said, no, what he was supposed to do is to just go and take the first 100, the richest 100 people in Nigeria, and just confiscate all the things they have. So then what will happen? He should just give to, look at the masses. Look at the masses, how masses are suffering. Can't you see the masses suffering? So what should he do with it? He should just give to the masses. Even if they give $200 each to every Nigerian, that is enough for some people. Okay, I say, okay, let them not give $200. Let them give you masses $2 million. $2 million. I said, by the end of the year, I give you just 1 year, or you and all your masses. By the end of the year, all that money would have left the hand of the masses, and it would have gone back to the hand of the Dangote, because the guy was really angry at that. There's a man in Nigeria they call Dangote. And this Dangote is the richest guy in Africa and richest man in Nigeria. So some people are thinking it's not fair, it's an Hausa man or all that. The money should be taken away from him and given to the poor. I said, Dangote, I said the reason why that man has the money is because he knows something that the poor man doesn't know. It's not about the money. It's not about the quantity or the size of the of wealth or money. It is what the person knows in mind. So because these rich people, they still know what they know, even though you have taken the word from them physically, but they still know what they know. They still know the laws. They will just keep on applying the laws, and the money will be leaving the pocket of the poor. The guy that doesn't know the law, he just be leaving in his pocket and be going back to the hand of the people you took them from originally. So now, you see, the topic of today is, why does God allow, or why does God take from those who don't have and give to those who already have? Or why does God even allow it to happen? Why will God allow people who are poor to be getting poorer, and then people who are rich to be getting richer? Why? Well, the answer is simple. Because it is the people who are poor that takes the money that anybody gives them, and even the money that they make for themselves, and the money they work for, the last sweat of their energy, whatever they give their life and to labor for, they take that same money because they don't know the laws of money. They just go take all that money and take it and give it to the hand of the people who are already rich. Because the people who are rich, another law they observe is, they know that wealth is only as a result of goods and services. They know that wealth is only as a result of goods and services, production and distribution of goods and services. Wealth is only as a result of the production and distribution of goods and services. But you know what poor man does? What poor man thinks? Poor man is thinking that wealth is as a result of good luck, or wealth is as a result of gift, or wealth is as a result of sowing, giving, and it shall be given to you, or pressed together, flowing over. You don't need to work. You don't need schools. You don't need services. You don't need procedure. You don't need to do it. You just need to go and make your money and just put it in an offering, as if you're engaged in the lottery business. So you have now turned church to lottery, and you are now saying, okay, I will give $10, I will give $100 here, and then the thing will just roll for about a month in the church, and then you come back for it to you in a 1,000-fold or 100-fold. You think God is a magician? You think God is playing lottery? You never sit down just playing lottery? You think that's the God you serve? No. That's what poor people think. But the man that is busy producing another iPhone, producing another brand of Mercedes car, building another house, building another product. The person who is busy building new product is the one money will always come to. Why? Because you need those products. Because you've been dreaming of having those products. Because those products that he's producing is your dream. So even the money, even if somebody is just giving you money for free, you are taking that money immediately to look for the product this guy is producing. So the law of money is, one of the laws of money is that money only comes as a result of production of goods and services. So if you are not engaged in production of goods and services, or you are going to always be spending money, and you are working as a laborer, or you are working as a manager with somebody or for somebody, you are captivated by that job, or you are imprisoned by that job. You are a servant to that job. But all the money that's been given to you will be going to the hand of the people that that are producing goods and services. Anyway, I'm just trying to explain to you that it's not that God is not just. I was just like you when I was in my village. I was waiting. God, ignorance is a disease. It is what we don't know that is killing us. I waited for 19 years in that country until somebody will come to me and say, "You are a good boy. Let me just make you a millionaire. Maybe not even a millionaire. Let me just make you a thousandaire. At least because you are a good boy. I know you are too poor. Your family is too poor. Let's just have mercy on you. Let me just give you this." It never happened. It never happened. Never happened. It never happened. And do you think I pray? You think I didn't pray about it? I was praying about that kind of prayer almost every day. Even if I was not praying that way, but my hope and expectation was all about somebody was going to come to bless me. There are a lot of you who are watching me right now, and you are also waiting that someone is going to come to bless you. Someone one day will just come and release wealth on you. One day somebody will come and just give you a lift, give you some blessing. Somebody will come and you are waiting for somebody. Maybe you are waiting for your uncle to bring you money. Maybe you are waiting for your dad to bring you money. Maybe you are waiting for your dad to die. Maybe you are waiting for your mom to die. You are waiting for the inheritance. You are waiting for something. Anybody that brings you money like that has come to kill you. Anyone that brings money and just gives it to you, especially if it's a big amount of money, and just give you and drops it in your lap like that, boom. The person who does that to you does not love you, because you are going to not just waste that money, but you are going to, abuse that money. And abuse is you are not going to value the energy and the price and the knowledge that is required to get that kind of money, because you are getting the end result, which is money, without the corresponding knowledge. You are getting the end product without the corresponding wisdom. You are getting the end product, which is the money, without the corresponding wisdom to manage it. You are getting the money without the corresponding understanding that will secure you, that will protect you. You are getting money that you did not labor for. You did not go through the procedure of change that is required for that money to come to you. Any amount of money that you gain requires a certain process. And why the reason why you need process is because the process changes you, it forms you, it builds you, it changes your nature, changes your understanding, changes your perspective, it changes your taste, it changes your lust, it changes your pride, it works on you, it changes your constitution, your character, the content of your character, it changes your value system, it changes your worldview, it changes your paradigm. So that change sometimes is even more important than the money. It's better for you to go through all that process of change, all that process of understanding, all that process of illumination that the process of getting money gives you, and not get money at the end of the day, but have the process, have the understanding, have the procedure, have the changes, have the wisdom, have the understanding, but not have the money. But then the money will be attracted to you later on, because that way you already gain the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of wisdom, and money makes you rich. Money does not make you rich. It is, the wealth that you already built in yourself that is the real wealth, that is the real riches. The knowledge, the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of understanding is the real wealth, and that is the one that attracts money. It is not money that makes you rich. It is only after you have been made rich in yourself, rich in understanding, rich in self-control, rich in the loss of money, rich in wisdom. Only that wealth that you have already in yourself, that richness that is in your mind, in your understanding, in your system, in your content, attracts money later on. That's why I wrote this book, and that's why I call it that topic. Money does not make you rich. We can have money but be as poor as nothing, as nothing, as anything. So anybody that just drops money at your lap like that does not love you, because he has not given you the corresponding knowledge to keep it, to maintain it, and to even multiply it. I remember one time, as a pastor, all kind of situation happen in your life. So there was this family. This boy was a schoolboy. He was 17. He was finishing high school when because how do I say? He came to Kiev. They are from Russia, and he came to Kiev to meet with his uncle. The guy himself, who was a 17-year-old man, is the son of this junior sister or the senior sister to this brother. So this man and this uncle in Kiev was a millionaire, multi-millionaire in Kiev. So the sister said, okay, you, my son, go and meet my brother, your uncle, in Kiev, and live with him so that he will teach you business. So this man received the cousin, the nephew, and received him in Kiev, and he lived with him for 10 years. So these 10 years that they were living together, the brother just made him a manager and said, okay, since you are my brother, become the manager of my company and just oversee, all these things and sell, manage the company for me and all that. But so eventually, all of them got saved. You know, the brothers, the uncle got saved. They came to church, and this young man also came to church. So one day, the young man came to me and said, "I need you to help me settle a quarrel with my cousin, with my uncle." I said, "What's the problem?" He said that I've been working for this man for 10 years, and he has only been paying me salary, and I think that after 10 years of working in the company, I'm supposed to be a part owner with with him in this company, because we made this money together. Even though he was rich before I came, but I'm now the one doing all the job, and so I deserve to have a percentage of this money. So this man claimed, let's say, an amount that will amount to like $600,000. That's over $500,000 US. So because the man came, he was so surprised. He said, "You came as a schoolboy. You didn't know anything. I made you everything you are. I gave you the business to manage. What else do you need?" He said, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be getting $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month. I deserve to be a part owner of the business. So you want us to kill the business, go and sell the business now, and pull it down just because you want to get your part?" He said, "Yes, I want to get my part." So these people went and sold the business or whatever they did, and gave the man in my office a $600,000 US. $600,000 US. Anyway, could you guess what happened 2 years later? 2 years later, guess what happened? Well, the guy fell in love, you see. I mean, he was living big. He started living big. So he saw a beautiful, when you have money, all beautiful girls know your address. They never knew where you were living before. But now somehow there is a way money announces you. He met a very beautiful girl. That girl was not even from Ukraine. She came from Russia. They met in some resort, and fell in love with her. Leave Ukraine, move over to Russia, to the parents of those people. Told the family there that he has a lot of money. He was left at this time with $500,000 US, and said that, okay, let's do some business. So those people did some business because he was new, he was coming back to the country new, he didn't have all the paper. So the people said, okay, let's just make the paper in the name of your husband, in your wife, and in the name of the parents of your wife, of your new girlfriend, your girlfriend. And so he did all the business in the name of the other people, and you guess what happened? You guess, he was too smart. He was this, when he was in my office claiming that money, he was this, big guy. I deserve to be this. I deserve to be wealthy. I deserve to control. I know the thing. I built this business. Until he met real life. He faced real life situation. You know what happened at the end of Africa. You know what happened. 2 years after after all the $500,000 has been spent, and all the company has been registered in the name of all other guys, the girl just changed her mind that you are no more interested. I'm no more interested in you. You are no more interested. And the girl said, "I'm not going to marry you," and kicked him out of the house that was in the name of the parent of the girl, and took the company and said, "You don't even have a name here. What you say? Your company? Your company? Look at the registration. Whose name is this? Whose name is there?" They kicked the guy out so bad. He had to be living he had to come back and be living in the hotel, in the dormitory, in the hostel, and begging that somebody should take him and give him a job. You see, what am I saying? Sometimes we have, too what do you call it? Too big a sense of self. You inflicted sense of self-value. You just inflict your own, significance, and say, okay, the money that Dangote and people like that have should be given to you. As if the people who make the money, they know something. The people who control the wealth of this world, they understand something that the poor people don't understand. That is the difference. And it is because of what they know that money seems to come to them. And if you are working as a manager, I know so many people who are working under successful, big business owners, I mean, they were managers, or they were assistant directors or vice president, and then they decide that they are going to start their own business. I'm sure you know people like that. And when they begin and start their own business, they think they will just overtake the business owner in the next 2 years or in the next 1 year. They will just, they will just come to me. They would think they were the ones who are doing the business. I mean, I was the one doing it. You were telling me to do this and do that. I was the one. I would just go and start my own business. And as soon as they start their own business, that is the beginning of their struggles. When they were under the owner, they were enjoying, they were getting salary, and they think everything was easy until they start on their own. Why? Because it's not about the money. Because poor people only look at the money. They are not looking at the laws. But rich people, the wise people, are looking at the laws, the principles that brought them there, not the money they have as a result. Money is only a reward for the laws that you know. It's only a consequence. It's only as a result of, the laws that you put in operation. You must know the laws. You must operate the laws of money. You must be able to understand some things. It is what you understand that attracts money to you. It is not money that is the most important thing. That's the most important factor. It is what you understand. So when we say, why does God take from those who don't have? Because if you don't take from what if you don't take the little he has left in his hand now and give it to someone who is going to increase it, the guy is going to lose it anyway. And he's going to lose it not by giving it to someone who will make something out of it. He's going to just lose it anyhow. He's going to lose it anyway. So that's why God will allow that which is in his hand to go to the end. So, I have so many things to tell you. Well, where do we see this principle from in the Bible? This principle is in the book of Matthew 25. In Matthew 25, we see Jesus telling this whole story. You remember the story? It's called the parable of the talents. Parable of the talents. And you remember what happened there? Jesus took from the guy who had 1 talent and did not do anything with it. He returned the very single talent that was given and said, this is what you gave me, just one little coin. This talent that you gave me, I'm returning it back to you. So take your money back. And God took that money back from him. He didn't say, okay, now you that I gave 5 to, you have used that 5 and you have multiplied it and it has become 10. So, let's have mercy on this guy. Let's pity this guy. He only has 1. Maybe we should, at least out of your 10, if you give him 2, maybe you just give him 2 out of the 10 that you have. If you give him 2 and you have 3, maybe then we could help him. We could do something with his life. God didn't think like that. And, if I were God, I would have done just that. And that would have been foolishness. That would have been a waste. Because that man would have taken that 2 plus 1 he had. He would have used he would have made a mess of the 3. He would have gone and buy something. He would have gone and hid it, or have done something, just mess it up. Poor people, without giving poor people money, without them, being knowing the laws of money, knowing what to do with money, is just wasting your money. And sometimes it's not just wasting it, it's trapping those people. It's giving those people and putting them in trouble. Putting them in trouble because they will go and mess up that money, and that money they could go and use it in a way that it will enslave them, it will captivate them, it will put them in bondage, it will make them drug addicts, it will make them alcoholics. It will just make them just give them all kinds of trouble. Why? Because they have not mastered the laws of money. So God didn't think like us. God did not act out of, emotions. God did not act out of pity. God did not say, let's give him some. No, God said, you have been irresponsible. You did not do anything with the 1 talent I gave you, so I'm going to take that talent from you. So God is taking from those who don't have to give. And he didn't say give to the one that had 2, in fact. He said give to the one that has 5 and has made out of 5 10. So go and take that one you have and go and give to the one who had made the best result. Sometimes we wonder, why should that be? Why should God go and increase those people who already have a lot? Because they have shown stewardship. They have demonstrated stewardship. They have demonstrated that they deserve, that they qualify. They know what to do with money. They have demonstrated in practice that they know how money works. They have shown responsibility, my friend. So this parable, actually, the parable of the talents, is actually the original title of that parable. It's supposed to be called the parable of money. It is actually the parable of money, because the word talent is not the same word as we understand it to be today. Today we see talent as gifts, as abilities, as capacity, as talents, gifts that you have been given from God, endowment. But the talent that is talking about here does not mean gift. The talent is talking about here does not mean endowment. The talent is talking about here does not mean capacity or capability or gift that you have. The talent is talking about here is actually the name of a currency. It means, talent means money. So talent in that is just like saying dollar today. Talent was the name of the currency in that particular time in history. So it's just like saying the parable of dollar, or the parable of pound sterling, or the parable of euros. So actually, it is not talent like we say. It's talent in this sense. It's not gift or endowment from God. It's talking about the name of the money. It's just the name of the money. So it's parable of money. And if we begin to look at it like that, God is trying to tell us how He sees money and how we are supposed to see money. And God wants us to know how He responds to us when we abuse money, when we misuse money. And God is trying to teach us how He expects us to relate to money. He's trying to teach us what He expects from us in regards to money. God is expecting us to behave in a responsible way in terms of money, towards money. So what He's talking about here is that when it comes to money, God does not operate by pity. When it comes to money, God does not operate by emotions. When it comes to money, God does not operate by human logic. God operates by the laws of money. That's just it. God wants you to know that this is the law. Even though God loves the guy, God would have liked to help him, but God cannot move against the laws and the principles of money that He has already put in place. Now, so what is the principle behind this kind of behavior on the side of God? Why will God take from those who don't have and give to those who have? This is totally the opposite of what Robin Hood was trying to do. What Robin Hood was trying to do is to take from the rich and give to the poor, not knowing the laws, not knowing that the poor will just scatter it, they will just squander it, they will just waste it, and it will still be used to damage them. So, but God does the opposite. God is taking from those who don't have, the very little they have, is taking it from them and giving it now to people that already have and who have proven the fact that they know how to manage money. So God only entrusts wealth. Listen to this. I want you to listen to this principle. God will only entrust wealth in the hands of those who have been tried and tested in regards to money. God only entrusts wealth in the hands of those, not in the hands of those who need it, not in the hands of those who are most needy, not in the hands of those who are most wretched. God, and when it comes to money, God entrusts riches and wealth not in the hands of those who are, the poorest of the poor, or who are in need of it. No, that will be responsible of God if He does that. So what God does is, God will not give you something that you have not learned to manage. God will not give money to the poor because they have not learned to manage it. God will not give money to the wretched because they have not learned to manage them. God will not give you something that will destroy you. God will not give you something that will kill you. God will not go and and give a car to a 4-year-old or 2-year-old and give him the steering and say, sit on the steering and go to the main road and go to the express road and go and kill yourself. God is not the killer. That's exactly what will happen if God will trust money in the hand of the people who have not learned to manage them. So God only entrusts wealth in the hands of those who have been tried and tested, who have shown and have proved through their practical life and through their results. They have proved that they know exactly how to relate to money and with money, and that they know the laws and principles, and they have been tried and they have been found faithful, that they are faithful in the management of money. So he does not entrust, remember that God will not entrust wealth in the hand of the people who are poor or who are needy. God will not be moved by their needs. God is not moved by the needs. God will not be moved by the wretchedness of the people or by the poverty of the people. He will be moved by their wealth, by their knowledge, by their understanding, by the inner understanding that they already have, by their qualification, by the merit. God will be moved by the fact that are they aware of what to do with that money after all, or they are not aware of it. So how does God try and test to know who to trust the money, to entrust the money with? God will only entrust wealth in the hand of those who have been tried and tested. So in what area what is God looking for? In what area would they need to prove themselves? So what is the difference? Why would God take that money from the man who had one talent and take away that very single one, and the guy is being left with nothing, and then he's giving it to the guy who already had 10? So, having 11 now, and this one is having nothing. So what are the qualifications? What did God see in that man that he didn't see in this man? And if you are the one that is still dreaming and hoping that God will give you wealth, and you are praying to God, some people even go to church and fast and pray for money to come. Some people that is a Nigerian language saying, God Almighty, that is my God. It is a waste of time, my friend. If you go to do that, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. You don't want to do that. A lot of people say, okay, come to my church. I'm the one who is anointed. I have the oil. I will pour some oil on your head and your money will come. You will become millionaire. Don't be fooled by all those cheap preachers. And some people go, okay, I have anointing. I'm going to lay hands on you so you will be wealthy. Those are magic. Those are magic workers. Don't go to those churches. Or some people will say, bring me some offering. Bring me the prophet offering, or give me the faith offering. Yeah. Give me double anointing or first fruits or whatever. Double anointing seed. Give me the seed. Give me this. These are crooks. These are crooks in castles. They are crooks in priest garments. They are just crooks. Don't follow them. Money doesn't come that way. Money doesn't come that way. Money doesn't come that way. There are qualifications that God must see. God only entrusts wealth in the hands of those who have been tried and tested in certain principles, that they have proven themselves faithful. They have proved that they could be trusted. So what are the principles? What are the things? Well, somebody wrote seed. So they will be telling you to go and sow seed. Don't go and sow seed in your own business, not sow money in your own destiny, but they say go and sow seed in their own ministry. You know who is smart? You know who gets rich at the end of the day? The guy who gets rich is where the money is going. The money is leaving your pocket and is going to the hand of the owner of the church. The only person who gets rich at the end of the day is not you, because the thing is leaving your pocket for real. The only person who gets rich is the guy you are taking the money to. That's why all the pastors are living up, they are living large. They are having the big life and the big cars and the big churches and the big properties, and you church members are just at their mercy. I see, being poor and struggling and going to work for more and bring more money. So the difference though is that the guy that was having 10 talents had been proven, and he has proved himself faithful in some certain principles. What are these principles that God was looking for in the man that had just 1 talent? And why is it that that talent had to be taken from him? Because he didn't have the same principles. So what are the principles? What is God looking for? God is looking for responsibility. That's number 1. God did not see an act of responsible response. He did not see an act of responsibility in that man that was given 1 talent. The man showed the opposite. He showed an act of irresponsibility because he took the money and he did not go to do anything constructive with it. That is irresponsibility. But the man with 10 talents got 5 initially, and in the same period of time went and doubled what he got and made 5 to become 10. That is responsibility. He took the master serious. He was serious with the instruction. He didn't have an instruction, but he had responsibility indwelling him. The same thing that was told to the man with 5 talents is what was told to the man with 1 talent. But, one acted responsibly and 1 acted irresponsibly. So you must show responsibility in terms of money before you could be trusted by God with wealth. And what do you mean by responsibility? Responsibility is whatever you have been doing with all the money that has been coming your way and passing through your hands. The idea is, the question is, if I ask you this question, let's calculate in the last 10 years of your life. Can you sit down and make an inventory of how much money has passed through your hands? Let's say $1 a day or $100 a month has been passing through your hands. That's all the money that's ever passed through your hands. Let's say it's only $100 or $100 a month. What is the result now? What are you worth as a result of that $100 a day in the last 10 years? If you have been given $100 a day in the last 10 years and you had put it into work to work for you, time and persistently, working and multiplying it and making interest on it would have made you to be wealthy. Right now, you would have been rich, even if it's $100 a day. You would have been a millionaire if you have been making at least 10% or 20% profit from that $1 a day in every year. If you have been making cumulatively, if you have been making cumulatively 10%, 20% profit on it, you would have been a millionaire, even if it's $1 a day. But if you are not a millionaire yet, there has been an act of irresponsibility somewhere. You have not acted responsibly with whatever God has trusted into your hand over the years. You must face the fact, and you must now learn how to be responsible with whatever comes your hand. And that's why we are teaching this teaching all this week and the next week as well. So that's number 1 principle that God is always looking for before he could entrust you with money. Again, number 2 principle, why is it that God only entrusts money in the hands of those who have been tried and tested, and he will allow money to come from the hands of the poor to go to the hand of the rich? Is the second thing he's looking for is stewardship. The first thing he's looking for is responsibility. The second thing he's looking for is stewardship. There was no any form of stewardship in the behavior of that man with 1 talent. There was no stewardship there. There was no stewardship. He was not a good steward. He didn't show good stewardship. What is stewardship? Stewardship means management. Sound management. He did not manage the money that was given to him. That was not talent, that is money. He did not manage the money. What did he do with it? He just went and dumped it somewhere. He did not manage it. He did not work with it. He did not break it down. He did not calculate how things are supposed to work. But the other man that was given 5, he managed it. He went to do research. He did investigation. He to look for ways and means of multiplying what he was given. He went, and worked on it. He managed it. He was a good manager. He was a faithful manager. He proved himself to be a responsible person and to be a good steward of God's resources. Everything that God ever allowed to come through you or to your hand is God's resource anyway. Even if it's coming through your salary or through your parents or through blessings of other people, it's God's resource. It is God that is blessing you with them, and He expects you to show stewardship. Number 3, quality that God was expecting from the man that had just 1 talent, and why he had to take that 1 talent and give it to the man with 10, is he was looking for the 3rd quality, which is shrewdness. He was looking for shrewdness in that man, but he never got it. But he found shrewdness in the hand of the other man. What is shrewdness? Shrewdness is intelligence to be able to take the right decision at the right time in regards to money. Shrewdness is the ability to take the right decision and to be able to give the right discernment when it comes to money and be able to know what to do in regards to money. So, will you like to tell me that the man with that 1 talent showed any form of shrewdness? His decision was not sound. It was not a sound financial decision. His decision was not well informed. And shrewdness is the ability to take a decision that is well informed, a well-informed decision, the right decision at the right time, to know exactly what decision to take that will benefit, that will give you the better result and the better end result from whatever, the financial decision you are making. But that man that had 10, that turned 5 talent to 10, he was shrewd. He showed shrewdness. And that's why money will always go from the poor to the rich. Money will always go from the poor to the rich because of shrewdness. It will always go because of stewardship. It will always go because of responsibility. And finally, money will always leave the hand of the poor and go to the rich because of the 4th quality that God is always looking for. And that 4th quality that God is looking for is the quality of frugality. Frugality. Before, I used to be ashamed somehow of calling myself and letting people know that I was an Ijebu man. Because in our country, people don't like people from that area of the country. First of all, they don't like them because they believe they are mostly witchcraft people, black magic people. But what they are most famous for is that people call them stingy. In our culture now, people think if you are shrewd, that you are stingy. But and even if you are, especially if you are frugal. And frugality is the ability to be able to be economical with money. To be economical with money. So our people are shrewd and frugal, but what that has been translated to mean is that they are stingy. And it's kind of shameful. It's kind of a shaming thing in our culture, where I come from. If they say you are stingy, it's almost like saying that you don't love people. It's almost like saying that you don't have compassion, that you are heartless, that you are, you don't have heart, you don't have. So it's kind of rough, but it's the ability to be economical with money. Why do you need to be economical with money? So that you could save it, number 1. And why do you need to be economical with money? So that you could multiply it. Why do you need to be economical with money? So that you could cause it to grow. Why do you need to be economical with money? So that you will demonstrate that you have authority over it. Why do you need to be economical with money? So that you will not come under his rulership. So that money is not controlling you. Are not, you are not becoming a slave to money. You are not bound by money. Why do you need to be economical with money? So that you will be able to demonstrate that you are the master of money and you are not a slave to money. Because money is a good servant, but bad master. So for you to demonstrate that you are a master to money, you need to be economical. And that is why frugality is necessary. And frugality was seen in that other man. And there was no frugality in this man. Because even though the man returned the original one one talent that was given, but it has lost value. If you are giving $100 today and they come, you give back that same $100 2-3 years later, it is not the same $100. Value has been lost. So it did not return the same thing that was given. Value has been lost on it because it needed to make some profit on it, so for it to at least balance for the amount of time that has elapsed. So there was no frugality there. It didn't say at least he returned something. He returned less. But the other guy that that made another five talent on top, he had covered for the inflation. He had covered for the profit. He had he had made a lot of sense as a result. Well, but Pastor, somebody is asking, but Pastor, is it right for a Christian to be stingy? No, I'm not talking about stinginess now. I just, that's not the topic. I'm talking about frugality, which is a little bit different from stingy. That's a different topic. I was just saying the way people interpret it to be. Sometimes people don't know the difference between shrewdness, frugality, and stinginess. I'm just saying the stinginess, yes, of course, is a negative thing. But, this is another quality I was talking about. I was talking about frugality. Anyway, my time is up. So I want all of you to write me what you think about this topic today. Do you think this is a necessary topic? Was it a blessing to you? Did you like what you hear, or you didn't like what you? I'm sure. So you might not like what you hear, but is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is something? Did you learn anything new? Is it a blessing to you? Because I'm going to continue it tomorrow morning. This is just the beginning. This is just the introduction, really. I think this is going to be like in 4 parts, I guess, because I have so many things to talk about here. Why does God allow money to leave the hands of the poor and come to the hand of the rich? Why would God allow that to happen? Is that not wickedness? But it's not. It's not. And I'm sure you understand a little bit now why it is not. It is just a normal thing. I agree with your message, Pastor. Thank you. Okay, it's good you agree. Even if you don't agree, this is the truth. I'm sorry, but thank you for agreeing. At least that's good. Some people might not agree. Well, someone said, very impressed and lessons learned now. Okay. Kika says, thank you for sharing this. So empowering and liberating. Well, thank God. Ushe now Koronko said, powerful message, greatly blessed. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you. Bimbo says, great teachings and blessed. Well, I'm happy. Then you are making me to go and work more for you. I'm going to go and give you some more nuggets tomorrow. If I'm seeing that people are happy, then I want to work more. I want to do more for you if I see that it's blessing you. And please don't forget to go and share this message. Let's go and share it. If you've not shared it, if you've not pressed the share, look for the share button in your computer and go and share it right now, please. Go ahead and share the lesson while we are going to, this teaching, while we are going to be reading the comments. John says, bless, sir, is absolutely sensible, mirroring some of the things that I did wrong. Oh, thank God. Emerson said, you have always been a blessing to the world. Thank you. Natalia Valentinovna said, thank you, Pastor. I was blessed by your word today. Thank you. Terry Cohen says, keep going. No. I don't want to be going over 1 hour. I will keep on going by tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. British time. Kate he say, thank you, Pastor. I'm growing every day, and God bless you for liberating me financially. Okay. Yasin Dorego says, some of us will never again look for a ministry to invest money. Why should you do that? That is good. And that will never produce anything. Yeah, you invest in your future, invest in your destiny, invest in your children, invest in some investment. Go find some laudable thing to invest in. But pay your tithe, pay your offering. That's about it. All the rest, think about your future and think about your calling. Think about establishing the kingdom of God as God directs you. Yetunde says, Pastor, you dropped today's message like a bomb into my spirit. Wow, don't think I can recover from this one. This is a blessed anointing. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Layo Shao says, thanks, Pastor. Excellent teaching as usual. Topic is really interesting and so informative. Yes, we really like what we heard because this question is what many poor people have thought about, but no one answered. No one gave them an answer, but we got an answer tonight. Yes. Dora says, we now understand that some of us are not capable. We have to learn the loss of money. Now let's admit that. That is the beginning of freedom. When you begin to admit that I was not as smart as I thought, I was just not capable, then you could begin to learn what you need to be capable. Titi Lola said, I'm blessed. Thank you, Pastor. Esther says, of course, it is necessary. This message is necessary. It is really a blessing to me. Some of the points are tough, though. You are doing well anyway. Adeboye said, we have been charged, over-charged. Yeah, well, that might be the problem sometimes. Tomi Lola say, share. Let everybody share. Yes. Yeah, she's right. Let us all go and share the message, please. Esther said, thank you, Pastor. I'm working on myself to qualify to be trusted by God with money. Sheik said, message is pushing me to rethink my money habits. Stephanie Lee Ludwig says, thank you. It was great. Bless you, sir. Bosse says, this is a blessing indeed. Thank you, Pastor Sunday, and God bless you. Oyemade says, thank God for Pastor for sharing the word with us today. Charles Smith said, thank you for opening my financial eyes. I will apply it today. Obi Ojimadu said, great message, light-breaking and empowering. The shackles of financial ignorance are falling off. Amen. Anson David said, a very great teaching. I'm so blessed listening to you, sir. Wish I had listened to you 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was in Russia. Busy serving the master with in other directions. Kike Moron Keji said, it makes sense why big corporations keep growing larger and larger, because we keep giving them the little money we have by buying their products and the product we don't need. Fumi Adewusi said, awesome message, Pastor. I have clever awareness about money now. You are a blessing. Nikki says, God is not moved by the wretchedness of the people, but he is moved by the enterprise and responsibility of the poor, of the rich, Pastor Sunday, okay? David Senokwara, thank you, sir. Awesome and true message, sir. Kate, wonderful lesson learned. Thank you. Moses, this message is necessary for all Christians. In fact, we need to take it to everyone around us. Keep the message going, Pastor. Well. Thank you so much. My time is over. And yeah, you could still keep on writing your comments. I will read them later. But it was nice having all of you. And yeah, I think I pray that this will really help somebody. Let me read what Dr. Bien Sufficient is saying. She said, great insight, Pastor. What a deliverance from financial ignorance. Thank you, sir, for sharing the truth that sets free. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. I'll be back at 7:30 a.m. British time, 7:30 a.m. Nigeria.